This month, I've been exploring the theme of faith over fear. And today we're going to talk about holding on to trust through those transitional moments in life. Whether you're going through a career change, a shift in your relationships, or if you're just in one of those seasons where it feels like everything in life is up in the air. This is your reminder that trust isn't about pretending that everything is fine or ignoring the reality of what is happening. It's about holding on to a sense of peace and faith, even when the next step isn't clear. Over on my Substack this week, I've been sharing about some of the different major challenges that I've been through in my life and how I learned to lean into trust throughout them, how they actually helped me learn to lean into trust and give me an opportunity to practice that. But here I want to offer you some really simple ways that you could start to lean into trust right now, no matter what's changing in your life. My name's Leslie Christine. I'm an emotional healing and metapsychology coach, helping women in midlife to let go of the emotional baggage so that they can really begin to enjoy the life that they're living right now, even while they try to shift it to be more in line with what they really want. So let's talk about 3 ways to strengthen your trust when life feels uncertain. The first thing that you can do to start bringing more trust into your life is stop telling your story of worry. It's natural to want to talk about the things that are going on in our lives, both the beautiful things that we're really excited about and happy with, and the things that are going wrong. But every time you retell the story of something fearful or stressful in your life, you reinforce it. You make the story stronger. It has a bigger hold on your life. Instead of saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm so stressed out. What if you tried? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm open to something better. Sometimes those tiny little shifts in the way that we say things can make all the difference in how we actually experience them in life. It can keep you open to the possibilities instead of looping through the fear. And it's just tiny little shifts. I'm open to something else. I'm open to something better. Stop telling the world about how stressed out you are. Of course, this doesn't mean that you need to ignore your feelings. It just means that you are choosing to tell a story that aligns with the outcome that you want and not the one that you're afraid of. So many people tell the story over and over again about the fear, about the thing that they don't want to happen. And I'm afraid that this is going to happen. And what if this happens? And what am I going to do when this happens? Tell the story of what you want to happen. And if you can't tell that story, maybe don't tell any story. Maybe just get silent. My second suggestion for you today is one of my favorite things, and it's something I have used in all different areas of my life, and that's to use an affirmation or mantra that can help you stay grounded. When everything in life is feeling out of control and your mind is trying to fill in all the blanks with worry and what ifs, a simple, powerful mantra can redirect that energy toward peace. One of my earliest strong memories of using a mantra in a way that really helped me was when my family was downsizing, and I used to hold the objects that I was trying to get rid of in my hand because I didn't want to get rid of them. I was attached to them. I was hold them in my hand and I would look at it and I would say, I want this adventure more than I want this stuff. I want this adventure more than I want this stuff. And I might have to repeat it over and over and over again. But something about the repetition of that allowed me to loosen my grip on the object until I was ready to let it go. And I did that with so many things. I started to use this idea of a mantra in lots of other ways too, because it's very, very helpful when you're trying to create something in your life to have this statement that just grounds you in the thing that you want. One of my favorite go-to mantras is I trust that this is bringing something even better than I can imagine. When life is uncertain and you don't quite know what you want, but you know you don't want to be worried about it, leaning into trust is sometimes leaning into the unknown a little bit. It's trusting that something better is coming, and you don't have to know what that better thing is that's coming. You can just be open to the idea, to the trusting that this is bringing something better than you can imagine. I used this one when we first stepped into the pandemic. That was a scary time. We lost all of our income overnight, and we had no savings and we had no credit cards to fall back on. It felt like we were drifting alone in this space. Now, I know the rest of the world was in it with us, and lots of people were going through that same thing too, but we felt so alone and afraid. We were afraid that there was not going to be any food. We were afraid that we weren't going to be able to provide for our family. And so I stepped into that space of trust. I trust that this is bringing something better than I can imagine. And I don't know what that is, but I trust that we're going to be okay. I trust that we're going to thrive in this situation. And we did. Even though my coaching business at the time kind of fell apart, my education business, which had been this tiny little side thing that I was barely even doing, exploded. And it brought in more income than I had ever gotten from a full-time job prior to that point during the pandemic. When you're doing this, you don't have to force yourself to believe it right away. Just keep repeating it until your body starts to feel a little bit calmer. That is really the gold here, is that you are helping your body and your nervous system calm down through everything. You're helping to calm your mind and get those thoughts to stop racing. You're just bringing it back to what you really want. The repetition of what you are saying helps to shift you from the fear-based thinking that you probably have been doing into a trusting state of being. Sometimes it's just about the quiet beingness in that state. Here are a few others you can try if you don't like that one. I am safe in the unfolding of this situation. I am safe. I actually used the I am safe mantra a lot when I started doing the emotional clearing work, because when I started to clear out my own old stuck emotions and traumas, there was a period of time where I was going a little bit overboard with it, and it felt like everything was just bubbling up to the surface. And I felt like I was in a heightened state a lot. And I used this mantra, I am safe. I am safe. Anytime that I started to feel anxiety in my body, I am safe. Because the thing is you're not going to use the mantra, I am safe, if you're actually in a life or death situation. Like if you are being chased by a bear, you're not going to affirm that you are safe. No, you're going to run, right? If you're getting into an altercation with someone, especially a physical altercation with someone, you're not going to say, I'm safe. You are going to either fight back or you're going to run. Like this is when you're just going about your normal life. I'm just sitting here at my desk and suddenly I feel this anxiety grip my stomach. No, like right now, right in this moment, I am safe. There is nothing dangerous right here in the moment. It's okay. It's okay if you have other stress going on in life. It's okay if you have situations that you are worried about. You can still say, I am safe. I am safe. And just repeat that over and over again. It starts to calm everything down. Here's another one. Everything is happening for my highest good. Everything that's happening is for the best. Even if I can't see it right now, I know that what is happening is going to bring me to a better place than I am now. Even if I can't see it right now, I know that what is happening is going to be for my good. And a last one to try. I don't have to know how. It's safe to trust. I don't have to know how. It's safe to trust. Our minds want to know how everything is going to happen, how it's all going to work. We want to know how it's all going to play out every step along the way. And you can't know that. You just don't get to know that. That is part of our human experience, is that you don't get to know that. So just affirm to yourself, I don't have to know how. It's safe to trust. The right words can help you to rewire that inner dialogue and soften the grip that fear has on you. The third thing that I want to share with you today is to hold a space of quiet, openness, and peace inside. Holding that space of peace inside is so important and so good, and it will change your life. When life is feeling unstable, often our instinct is to try to control it. Things are going out of control, so I need to pull them back in and get some control. You aren't always able to do that. Sometimes you just can't. But trust is found in the moments of stillness, those moments when you allow yourself to pause and to breathe. So try taking a few minutes every day just to be still. No music, no scrolling on your phone, just you and your breath. Place your hand over your heart and remind yourself, I don't have to fix this right now. I just need to stay present. I don't have to fix this right now. I just need to stay present. Just be in the moment. Trust grows in those quiet moments when you surrender to the reality that is around you. You can't chase trust. It's something that you have to create space for. It's something that you have to allow to grow. So as you move through this week, notice where you're being asked to trust more deeply. What story are you telling yourself about the situation? And what would it feel like to replace that story with faith? We're diving deeper into this topic inside my Living the Game of Life community over on School, where our October theme is all about faith over fear. We're exploring practical tools like these. We're journaling and we're having live conversations where we can talk about how to bring more trust and peace into everyday life. You can find the link to join us below. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe. That lets me know that you are enjoying what I'm creating here. I would love to know who you are out there. Thank you so much for being here today. Remember, you don't need to have all the answers, just enough trust to take that next step.